The dude at the gate thought we were all trying to sneak booze onto the plane.
Because we had a layover in Vegas. And so he looked at us and he was like, "That's soda in there, right, guys?" And I was like, "Yes." And then we thought about it. Oh, no, it's not alcohol. It's soda.
So we're not flying. What do you care? They probably wanted you to share it with the pilot.
We weren't flying America West.
Oh, no, we did shots with the pilot when we walked in.
What was the airline that had the Shamu plane?
That was Southwest.
Southwest.
It's always been, that was the thing. How many Shamu planes are there? Is there only one?
There's none that I care about. I mean, why did you have that information?
The entire window facing did break off.
That's true. No, that was the second plane. That wasn't the Shamu plane. No,
we're sitting in the exit row.
We're
sitting in the exit row like we always do or whatever. And I
have leg room.
Put my leg up over and my foot touches the wall and the entire window facing cracks off. We're at 10,000 feet at this point, and all of a sudden it gets a lot colder from where I'm sitting. It was ridiculous.
Well, that's frightening.
It was like the sort of sealed thing around the window just popped off.
And then we called the flight attendant over and we're like, the window just fell apart on the plane. She looks at it, she goes, "Man, it's an old plane. Just bang it back on there."
Did she really say that?
Yeah.
She's awesome.
No, she was actually a really cool flight attendant. We talked before.
If you're an actor, there's certain moments in your life where it's like, how would I behave? How would that feel if that happened?
Yeah.
And that was it happened.
That
it was like that for me was like the wing just fell off. How do I feel?
Now, so you can add that to your sort of acting cue. You can go to that place in your head when you have to hit that emotion.
It's funny.
Again.
I was pretty okay with it, actually.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that the airline that paints their plane like a giant whale didn't do the best job of maintenance? That seems odd to me, that their priorities wouldn't be focused strictly on maintenance of the whale shape.
If I'm going to be in an airplane crash, might as well be in one where you're a giant killer whale hitting the ground, right?
Yeah, if you land in water as the Shamu plane.
I don't know, saw a giant whale hit that barn.
You fly over a kid who's like got his arm in the air and he's jumping. He's like, "Yeah!"
There's a lot of confusion.
And if I worked in the airline, I would fuck with people just on purpose. Like, I would drive one of those little buggies outside. I would bring one up like filled with a trailer full of fish, and just drive to the front of the plane and not explain why. Just
throw it,
throw it at the cockpit.
Throw fish at the window.
You want a little pro tip that I always do when I get on a plane?
What's that?
All right, when you're getting on the plane. Which I don't understand the traffic of getting in and out of planes. They act like it's a big fucking rush, and everyone's just standing in the aisles bumping each other and everything. But when you're getting on the plane, when you're in the doorway at the front of the plane, there will be a plate, almost like the VIN plate on a car. And you can check the information on the plane. You can check the manufacture date of the plane.
Yep. Normally when you come in, it's immediately to your right, I believe.
Or over your head.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, yeah. But usually it's on the right side. It depends on the make of the plane. There'll be a little plate and it'll be engraved there saying manufacture date. You'd be surprised. Wow, this plane is older than I am.
The majority of the 737s are pretty old, right?
Yeah, I don't... Yeah.
But they're made in like the 60s and stuff?
I mean, they still make that plane, I'm pretty sure, but they can be pretty old. I don't think 60s old. I think
you said the Dreamliner is supposed to replace the 737.
I think so. Looking at the diagram here, the Dreamliner is bigger than a 737, but smaller than a 777.
It seems like a bad thing to do at this point in history to create vehicles that use more fuel.
No, the Dreamliner uses less.
Aha.
But in this particular case, where I would be right, more fuel. Right?
Yes.
Theoretically, in this plane that doesn't exist, you are correct.
We all know the 737 won Best Picture.
We did.
From the Oscars.
It was also a foreign film.
Despite the fact it's a foreigner.
So I've been wrong. Can you keep a tally of how many times I've been wrong on this podcast?
Hey, what are we doing about the...
By the way, though, if this thing hadn't been recorded, we would be in a locked-up battle with Bernie over the next 4 weeks.
Probably.
Over what?
Over all this.
Yeah.
Everything.
I got a damn argument with Matt and Jeff about a neighborhood and whether a neighborhood was a good neighborhood or not. And I had to come back the next day and admit that I was wrong. So I'm trying to get better, you know?
Hey, what are we doing about the poll thing we did in the podcast last week? Did you do anything about that?
I got some more nominations from we missed a big one. Why don't we just cover that now?
What are you guys talking about?
We nominated, for our Drunk Tag Awards, we're doing nominations for the best movie of the year, the best trailer of the year, best TV show,
video game,
and best video game of the year.
And internet video.
Internet video. We came down to 6 nominees.
Accessing depot. Objective updated and executed. Red mist, one down. Execute mission. Contact! Each other fire, reloaded! Reload!
2 minutes till it's fill.
The enemy's in control of a new mesh node. Red, inbound! We're taking heat! Need suppressive fire!
And the only thing that the fans suggested that we missed out on was two things. A few people said for TV show we should have nominated How I Met Your Mother.
Great show.
And I agree with that because we didn't nominate that.
Never seen it.
We nominated V and Dexter and The Office, South Park, and
Lost.
Thank you. And so we're going to add probably How I Met Your Mother into that.
Okay.
And the other thing was a huge miss we had for best trailer. We missed the ODST live action trailer.
We are ODST.
Oh man, that was great.
Yeah, somehow. So that will,
The long form of that trailer was awesome because they had like 3 different versions.
I liked the shorter one.
Really?
I like
the one that they released.
I like the shorter one too.
I like the really long one where it's like the kid as a kid and training and then in his first battle and then by the end he's like the main guy.
I wonder who the ad firm on that.
Yeah, that there was a shorter. That's what we're talking about.
No, that's the long one.
No, there's a longer one than that.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's like that one was like 2.5 minutes long. Is the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think that's it. And then there's a longer one than that.
How long is that?
I think it's like 3:15.
It's like an hour and a half.
It was nominated for best foreign film. The guys who made that, I think, are the guys who made the Halo diorama ones for Halo 3.
Oh, that one was
That
great.
was neat.
The Believe ads, or more specifically, I think the Museum of Humanity ones.
That was so awesome when the little the diorama one and then at the very end that little Master Chief head just turned. Oh, that little subtle move was so cool.
Yeah,
I thought it was awesome.
You really buy into some
Objective.
really to me
Secure
stuff
and
that's
update
kind of
network
obvious,
mesh nodes.
like that's
Like Shamu playing.
like it's when I watch it, I think oh, they're just trying to make it look cool, and you're like cool.
You're just too jaded, Bernie.
I guess maybe I am. You know what
Well,
I mean?
you've worked in advertising now for how many years?
No, well, I try not to do that though. I think I have a pretty good ability to suspend my disbelief. But there's certain moments and things where
I don't think
I feel
there's-
like I'm seeing too much of the director. in
Yeah,
it.
I think out of
I think
all
the
of us here at the
older-
office, Bernie has been the least touched by the ad work,
yeah.
and I
Really?
think that's a good thing.
I think I've been less touched by filmmaking in general. Like we had this discussion with Gavin. I don't sit in a movie theater and think how they do that, how they do that, how they do that. I just kind of like I'm watching a movie. Hey, look at that explosion.
Yeah.
But there are moments that I think feel heavy-handed. Like that felt heavy-handed to me, and you loved it.
I loved it.
I didn't think it was heavy-handed. I think it was obvious. What else could they do? They had to do that. In that moment, that's the moment they had to do. Right?
Did you see when someone took that commercial and added the RB and the Chief sound to it? Really? The head turned. He was all.
I did not see that one.
It's like blasphemy in a weird
It was
way.
like this really beautiful